Hello Pisces, and welcome to your sneak peek into 2025 reading. In this reading today, we're going to look at the major themes and energies that you're going to be experiencing in 2025, as well as the blessings coming in for you this year, and also what it is that you do not see coming. We're going to begin this reading with some channeled words and images that came through when I was beginning to tap into your energy, Pisces, and then we're going to continue to flow from there. I do also want to say that it's going to be a powerful year for my Pisces. One of the biggest energetic themes of 2025 is going to be this transition as many planets are completing their transits through Pisces, primarily Neptune, your ruling planet, as well as Saturn, and transitioning into the sign of Aries. So that transition from your energy, from that Pisces energy into the Aries energy, but then also an emphasis remaining with your beautiful Pisces energy with that North Node in the sign of Pisces. So there's a real shift as everybody is working with these themes of your energy, which can be challenging for people, which can even be challenging for my Pisces, I know, because you're dealing with that 12th house energy, that Neptunian energy, the energy of illusion, of disillusionment, the energy of oneness, but also the energy of reality and unreality, of the mystical, of the whimsical, of the strange in many ways, right? It is this energy of escapism and dreams. And it's this energy that can sometimes feel very nebulous, feel very ungrounded, feel very uncertain. There's a lot that we're being asked to close out and release as we move into your energy, Pisces. You are the 12th sign in the zodiac. You are the degree of completion, or the sign of completion, where the karmic contracts are unwound, where everything finally comes together. We have to release and surrender those final pieces to merge once more into that oneness. And so a lot of people have been struggling with these energies. You yourself may have been struggling with these energies, feeling some of these lower vibratory aspects of your energy coming to the surface for a deeper level of clearing. This is those energies of escapism, addiction, powerlessness, victimization. These are all heavy energies that Pisces come here. When you incarnate with strong placements in the sign of Pisces, you come here to work with these energies. You come here to find a way to take all of that beautiful spiritual consciousnesses and energy and channel it into the physical realm and really ground and anchor yourself into this reality in a way that still honors that you that exists as a spiritual being, that still honors that journey and understands how to incorporate that into this specific experience. So there's a lot going on here with Neptune leaving Pisces, with the age of Pisces itself closing out right now, right? We've been in that age for 26,000 years roughly, and we're shifting into the age of Aquarius now. So there's a lot going on with that as well. A lot of these really heavy Pisces energies, those who incarnated as Pisces during this shift, really came here to be pioneers when it comes to that powerful shifting of gears and energy as we sort of purge out that lower vibratory energy of Pisces and we step into that higher vibration, which is that acknowledgement of the oneness of all of creation, which is that acknowledgement of ourselves as these beautiful spiritual beings, but the full acknowledgement of that journey and what that journey looks like when we come to Earth. The importance of the karmic clearing, the importance of the owning our energy, the importance of understanding that none of us are victims. We are all part of this tapestry together, and we all came and crafted and created the experience that we came here to have. So big, deep themes and energies for my Pisces this year and over these next few years, really, as we continue completion. I don't personally feel the age of Pisces to be fully completed until Pluto transits your sign, and that's not going to begin until 2044. So that is going to be, I mean, if you guys thought it was intense, that's going to make it even more intense, I'm sorry to say. And for many of my Pisces may not, unless we have ascended by then, right? And time is moving completely differently differently, and our lifespans are totally different. In that case, you may still be alive by the time Pluto gets out of Pisces. If we have not ascended yet, then that may be the final. So my Pisces, I mean, you guys are in for it, honestly, but you came here because you knew that you could do this. You had the strength within you. This is all about reaching deep down and finding that strength within you. It's very much that I am lion, hear me roar kind of energy that you are being asked to tap into, Pisces, in order to kind of make it through everything that you're experiencing right now. We did get some really beautiful words and images for you, though. The strongest image that stood out to me was this image of, it was literally a rainbow with a pot of gold at the end of it. It reminded me of leprechauns and all of that energy. And I'm feeling the month of March as we're talking about this, something really strong and powerful coming through within the month of March. And I apologize, my nose gets so itchy when I start channeling sometimes, and it's really going nuts today. So if you're offended by that, you may want to tap off. I don't know what to tell you. It's what's happening. So yeah, the pot of gold, the leprechaun, that March energy, something around, almost want to say Leprechaun's Day, St. Patrick's Day, maybe for some of you guys, or it could be just that mythology or that old phrase of like finding your pot of gold at the end of your specific rainbow. So this feels like it's for my Pisces who've been really going through it over the last few years. That's what that feels like for those specific Pisces. I also got an image of the Aquarius card and the star card, you know, where they're pouring out the water. So there's something with that, and the jar that the water was in. So some of you could have strong Aquarius placements, or it could just be relating to these themes of moving into the age of Aquarius and that transitional period, or something with the water bearer and the energy of bearing the water, bearing the emotions. We had pour and heart come out. So there's a lot of that deep, intense heart energy that I'm feeling for you this year. We also had laughter. We had soar, and I got the image of this beautiful eagle or bird soaring through the sky. We had camera, which I thought was interesting, as well as laugh. And then there was like this trick or treat kind of energy. So I don't know if there's going to be something around Halloween time or what that was all about. And I also got the image of a bus and the image of deception or mirroring. And I saw in one of my decks, and I think that's the deck we're going to start out with for you. There's this picture of this girl kneeling in front of a mirror and sort of seeing two separate images. And there was this energy of deception and mirroring. And so we're going to perhaps see where that might coincide with the reading as we get going here. And we're going to start with the... Honestly, I don't remember what this tarot deck is called. I'm sorry. Clear. The Light Seers Tarot, I think, is what it's called. I usually like to tell people if I can. And I was called to pick up the smoky quartz when I started channeling for you. So you may want to be working with quartz, and particularly smoky quartz this year. Clear. You might find those especially helpful for you, especially clearing. I'm also being called to mention the combo. As you can see, I have the dots here. I just recently did a combo. It's frog medicine. It is a really powerful purging and releasing. You always, of course, want to do it with a licensed professional who knows what they're doing, because there are, you know, risks to it if you do it improperly. But it is a really powerful cleansing, clearing, releasing. I feel like you guys, it might not even be specifically that you need combo, but you need to clear, purge, and release. And you may be going through that right now, or that could be a major energy of 2025. We're going to see what else comes out, but that is coming out right now. I feel like as you're finding this video, and you could find this anytime throughout 2025, right? There's still going to be messages in here. Whenever you find it is when you're meant to find it. And you might want to save this video and come back to it later too, and just kind of see how the energies are progressing for you. But yeah, the energy of cleansing, clearing, purging. We had a lot of water imagery, right? I think the trident was another image that came through that I don't think I mentioned, which is Neptunian energy, right? So that makes sense. So a lot of that cleansing and clearing. We got the Eight of Pentacles here. And these are the major themes of 2025 for you that we're reading into right now, Pisces. So this is work. This is, but this isn't just work in terms of like job. Although for some of you, your job and your material world and sort of like stabilizing yourself within that world is going to be a major theme that you're working with in 2025. But this is also like, notice she's got all her cool little witchy things around her. She's got her candles and her spell books and her journals, maybe some oracle or tarot cards, maybe she's like mixing herbs in the bowls here. And she's working with the moon magic. So I'm really feeling you perhaps also just getting deeper into your own spiritual practices this year, reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your soul, with your spirit. And I'm feeling like this energy washing over me while I'm saying this. It feels very cleansing. It feels very clearing. Like, you notice this energy coming down here. It reminds me of the solar flares and all the solar energy activating the DNA, activating the light body. It reminds me of the aurora borealis as well. And we're going to continue seeing the aurora. Sorry, I dropped a card there. We're going to continue seeing the aurora more and more powerfully as these solar flares get more and more intense, as we get closer and closer to that solar flash. So I feel you being activated a lot in 2025, really returning to your roots, or maybe exploring something brand new, right? But it's not new. It's returning to us from another version of ourselves, right? So just working with that energy, exploring that energy, getting back in touch with your spiritual self. And yeah, for some of you guys, like really rooting and grounding yourselves in your career as well. That is going to be for some, but it's like wherever it is that you were lacking stability before, you're going to be regaining that stability, and you're going to be taking that space, having the opportunity, the ability to take that space for yourself that you need to take, wherever it is that space is necessary for you. Sorry, I just had to, I'm not even going to explain. And that's a key thing as well for all of my Pisces, is like that need to not explain. You don't need to explain to people why it is that you're doing what you're doing, why it is that you're feeling what you're feeling. Some of you, I think you spend too much time explaining or not wanting to look like the weirdo, right? Like there was a big part of me just then that wanted to go through the whole process of explaining the weird bump in my hair that I felt like I needed to fix, and apologize for doing that on camera. And I'm like, you know what? No. Like it doesn't matter, right? That doesn't have anything to do. Like if that distracted the people watching this, then maybe they're not the people for this video. You know what I mean? So that's the energy that you need to embody as well, Pisces. And I think a lot of you do really well with that, but just to really know that, like, you don't know is a full sentence. You don't owe anybody an explanation. All right. Sometimes if you want to keep harmonious relationships, it's helpful to communicate with people. But just know it's like that over explaining yourself and that self-consciousness. Some of you are really moving out of that energy, and you're really moving into a stronger appreciation for who you are that is not reliant upon outside energies. We had the King of Swords here with the Ten of Swords in reverse, interestingly enough. So this is something that's not ending. Right, but then we have the Seven of Wands, which is all about those boundaries, like we were just talking about here. I feel like this is an energy where this year you are going to be asked to create stronger boundaries, to create and find that, like we said, that stability within yourself, to be your own rescuer, to find that self-sufficiency and that core stability. Like this doesn't seem like a big year so far for like love and romance. That's not going to be for anyone, right? This is a general reading, but for at least the energies for the part of the collective that I'm picking up with right now, like see these two cards. It's very much about you getting strong and stable in your own energy, in your own self. Some of you guys might feel like there might even be a little bit of a standoffish energy here, where it's like you've been through too much where relationships and that energy is concerned, and you're just not interested in bringing any more of that into your reality. You're not interested in anything or anyone that's going to steal your peace. This is your year for reclaiming your peace, for reclaiming your sovereignty, for reclaiming your stability. You're finding your footing again within your own being. And you're not about to let anyone or anything come in and throw that footing off course. That's what it feels like to me with all of these energies here. And notice we had talked about the soaring and the birds. And he's got all the birds on this card. Even the Ten of Swords. There's all these birds. The King of Swords, it feels like that could be alluding to a masculine type energy as well. That would be an air type energy. And some sort of non-ending with some type of King of Swords type person. So that's going to be for who it's going to resonate with as well. Do we want to, Spirit, do we want to read any more into that, this King of Swords energy here? This lack of an ending? Anything you want to tell us about that, Spirit? The Devil. Okay, yeah. So, this is a year where you need to get really clear about where this energy exists for you. Is this your own mind? Right? Remember, we got those mirroring energies, and we got that energy when I was getting the visuals for your year. We got that energy too of the deceit, the deception, and the mirroring. Where is this devil energy? Is it coming from within you? Is it manifesting in a person? Is it manifesting in an obsession with a person, with a place, with a thing? Something that feels out of reach to you? Something that you know isn't good for you, but you can't stop reaching for it? That's the energy here. Anywhere where that energy exists for you, you're being asked to let that go, even if it is a partnership or a connection. And Spirit was showing me another deck to use, so we're going to clear. We're going to clarify a little bit more with this King of Swords, Devil energy here. For some of you, there could be a King of Swords type person. This is a masculine air energy, like we said. Somebody who is perhaps really blunt with their words. Somebody who is a little bit more cold, a little bit more detached. To me, it feels more like overly logical, where you're somebody who tends to feel with their heart, with their emotions and their intuition. This person is very mind-based, and that may sometimes rub you the wrong way. But for a lot of you, I feel like you are stepping into a King of Swords type energy, and it's just like you're just being called to step into that, to create better boundaries with whatever these devil energies are in your life. It doesn't even need to be a person for a lot of you. Although, yeah, for some of you it is, because we got the Two of Cups that came out again. We've got Temperance. Interesting. Six of Pentacles and the Magician. These are all really great cards. All right, so what? Okay, so this is interesting. And see, this is what I say about this is a general reading, so there's going to be different parts for different people, right? So for some people, it's that focus is really on yourself and what you're building, what you're achieving, building that that stability, that security, finding yourself again, finding your peace. For others of you, there is going to be this energy, and it might not just be romantic, right? I'm feeling this Two of Cups could be any type of soulmates or partnerships, relationships, connections. And this could be what Spirit's showing me too, is the beginning of 2025 is very much that energy of finding your own footing and rooting out wherever this devil energy exists for you. Whatever is trying to call you back, whatever old habits or patterns or people from your past are trying to call you back into this old outdated energy, right? It's recognizing that, weeding that out. But then there's going to be this really powerful healing occurring within your friendships, within your connections, where you're coming back together with soulmates, or you're drawing in and meeting new soulmates that are aligned. And like we said, this doesn't just have to be romantic. This can be friendships. It can be anybody who's part of your soul tribe, your soul group. But with this Temperance card here, it definitely feels like healing, reconnection, reconciliation with some. And where this energy of giving and receiving, this energy of balance is restored. This is also about noticing where it is that you can give more in order to receive more. It's evening out the flow of energy, right? So that giving and receiving in balance to create more abundance, and really coming into connection with people who are able to assist you in creating more of what you're trying to create. This is like collaboration type energy. You've got the Hanged Man here. So this is that shift in perspective, although he's actually in reverse on the bottom of this deck here. So, but he looks just as illuminated, right? And this, when he's reversed, he's standing leaning up against that tree, right? He's now grounded himself down with a new vision, with a new path forward. It definitely feels like major shifts and changes. And I really feels like getting a deeper sense of connection through, or understanding of yourself through your relationships when the time for that is appropriate. Getting some of the help, getting some of the assistance that you need. What do we have here? We have the Eight of Wands and Justice. So this is communication. This is the energy of communicating with others, of allowing the energy to start flowing wherever it might have felt stifled or stagnant. And then we've got Justice. So there's this energy of that karmic energy that we were talking about, right? Karmic balancing, karmic clearing. Maybe dealing with Libras as well. We had two sets of the scales here. There's scales on the Six of Pentacles as well. Evening out the scales. Finding the balance. Yeah, balance emotionally. Particularly emotional balance. But it feels like that balance of the mind, body, and spirit here. Some of you might want to check out the Libra reading as well, I'm feeling. All right, let's see. Clear. Now we're going to move on to blessings, and Spirit says we can keep using this deck for the blessings. So, shuffle a couple times. So what blessings are coming in for Pisces in 2025? Blessings for Pisces. Four of Wands and the Fool, as well as the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful. All right, so this is security. This is stability. This is a brand new beginning. For some of you, this is buying a home or moving location, somewhere that is more stable, more secure, somewhere perhaps where you have more support, you have more friends, maybe more connections. There's this beautiful energy of sisterhood that I'm feeling here too. Sisterhood and connection. Particularly, it's like like a friend in particular I'm feeling. And these are two divine feminines on this card. It doesn't have to be these, like, we're working with energies, not genders here. But I definitely feeling that energy of sisterhood, especially with the three here too. So it's like the two reestablishing or a really strong bond, and then kind of expanding that bond too. So definitely that friends, that energy of spending a lot of time with friends. If you haven't been very connected to your friendships lately, I feel those really, like, that reconnection happening, or your circle just continuing to expand, or just spending a lot of time having a lot of connection and a lot of celebration, a lot of things to be joyful about. Some of you might be getting married, or you might be going to a wedding. Celebrating either major events in your own life or major events in other people's lives that you care about. Tell me more about the Fool here and the Four of Wands with the Fool. What else? What other new beginnings do we have here? Some of you might be getting a pet, I'm feeling, with that dog there. Dog or a cat, or I just heard a pig. Someone might be getting a little bit less of a traditional type of pet here, which is funny. Yeah. Or just really enjoying connecting with the animals. Yeah, we got two wolves here. So definitely somebody's getting a dog. Somebody, for sure. All right. And this is one of your cards. This or it is your card. In the tarot, the moon card. So when your own card comes out in a reading, that means your energy is coming through really strongly. So this is, once again, this is that energy of you just really coming into your own. I feel like you tapping really deeply into your intuition, into your psychic nature. See the wolves and how they're howling. And this is the sun and the moon in this moon card, right? See that? So there's this combination. There's this real balancing of your masculine and feminine that I'm feeling for you. That's a beautiful blessing this year. And there's just this ability to be more free, right? To just throw your head back and howl at the moon, to make some noise, to take up some space, to really connect with yourself, with nature. There's a lot of beautiful vitality coming in. Like, see the rays of the sun streaming in on this Fool card too. It's like just a lot of health, a lot of vitality, a lot of... So a return for that for people who have not been feeling well, who've been feeling more ill. It's a return of that vitality to your being. And definitely partnership, companionship. Whether this is, like we said, a pet, whether this is a sisterhood or a brotherhood coming in, whether this is a romantic partner. It's just, if you've been feeling alone, you're going to be feeling more connected. And I also feel like, tell me more about this moon card. What else do we need to know about the moon? Got Temperance coming out again. And the Seven of Swords. I feel like your intuition is going to be warning you about something as well. So you need to have your wits about you when it comes to a certain situation, because there's somebody trying to get away with something. And Spirit's saying, I see all, essentially. Spirit sees all. So nobody can get away. Like, in the eyes of Spirit, nobody gets away with anything, right? Spirit knows, Spirit sees all. You're stepping more deeply into your own intuition, so you're knowing all and you're seeing all as well. It's interesting. It's almost like this energy of what Spirit's saying is, let them get away with it. You see someone trying to get away with something, it's like, let go of that. If there is somebody who has hurt you, somebody who's betrayed you, somebody who has done something that hurt you, that harmed you, Spirit's saying, don't get caught up in the energy of frustration, the energy of wanting to see their karma come back around, their punishment, of wanting to maybe be in that energy of revenge and vengefulness. It's the energy of forgiveness. It's like, see what they're doing, see perhaps who they are, but view that with compassion and let it go. Don't allow yourself to get dragged into that energy, to get dragged down to that level, is essentially what Spirit's saying here. And Spirit wanted me to clarify with a couple Intuit Oracle cards. What is this? Clear. Little clarity for this. Clarification, Seven of Swords, Temperance. Snake, deception. Yep, see, that's the energy where we were talking about deception at the beginning of the reading. Okay. Ladybug. Okay, so this is beautiful energy. Interesting. And then the Queen of Water, Scorpio energy. And you know, it's interesting what's coming through right now as well. So the snake can also represent sexuality, and Scorpio energy definitely represents that. And we are actually going to be in the year of the snake in 2025. January 29th, I believe it is, the Lunar New Year takes place, and it is the year of the snake. So this is all about shedding that skin. It's all about these cycles of death and rebirth. It is a 9-year as well, which is very much about that. And the snake is, there's that kundalini energy, that sexual energy too. So I feel like there's like a rebirthing of your own sexual energy that's going on here as well, where you're really reclaiming that. You're reclaiming your sexuality on a whole new level. than what you felt with it before. And all of your divine feminine energies, really just feeling a surge of those energies within you and the way that you work with those, the way that you express those. So that actually feels really positive. But you also do want to be aware of jealous or deceptive or toxic people within your reality as well. So just trust your intuition with that. Don't hold on to negativity. Don't hold on to that energy of resentment. But you also don't have to let everybody back into your life. And you don't have to indulge in people. And if you're getting red flags, if your psychic senses are like, danger, 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 trust that. Trust that and do not continue to engage with those people. All right? Yeah. I feel like there's this energy too of a lot of your own spirit saying another aspect that you want to look out with this deceptive, with this snake energy as well. It doesn't have to do with other people. It's your own mind deceiving you. So paying attention to where that is going on, where your own programming and your own biases are causing you to see the world in a certain way through a certain lens that is distorted. So this is where you're really getting to that point where you're getting to recognize and notice, okay, is this my intuition coming through about this person or this circumstance? Or am I misinterpreting this due to my own biases, due to my own belief systems? And for some of you guys, it's like, this is like the collective belief systems that you've taken on, or the collective energies. Like you guys, this is why I said the purging, the releasing is going to be huge for you. You want to release, you want to purge those energies because you don't want to be operating under that collective fog without realizing it. And you don't, because you are so empathic, you don't want all that collective energy getting tangled up in your own energy field. You need to take the time to disconnect from that, to clear that. But yeah, some of this too is belief systems of your own that you've taken on from the collective. This is those traditional societal belief systems that you may not even have recognized are actually influencing the way that you are viewing a person or a situation. And it's time to clear that out. So it's like noticing when, to be blunt here, it's like noticing when there is a toxic person in your midst, but also noticing when that toxic person might be you. And we all go through this. We all experience this. Sometimes I am the most toxic person in my life. And I'm seeing that toxicity everywhere because it's simply mirroring back to me what I'm not addressing within myself. So it's like paying attention to that, noticing which is which. And this is all part of that energy that really gets you into this energy where you are strong within yourself, where you know yourself, you know your worth, you know who you are. And like there's that star card. Remember I talked about, I saw the traditional star card. Wishes, dreams, activating, coming true. It's that energy of like being strong in your energy where you know that you can discern, okay, is this mine or is this somebody else's? You know, so that's going to be really powerful, being able to recognize where it is that you are deceiving yourself, where it is that other people are trying to deceive you, having that breakthrough, understanding that energy of forgiveness, that energy of letting go. But also, like we said, developing those powerful boundaries. And I see this, just this beautiful energy here with your, like we said, your psychic senses and your spiritual gifts activating, getting more in tune with that side of yourself again as beautiful blessings coming in for you. And this revitalization of your feminine energy and your sexual, your Shakti energy, that feels like a beautiful blessing here. And like we said, that return to health for those who have been feeling just not well lately, kind of just dragging or sluggish. And there is just that, like we said, that return of these relationships, these positive relationships, that reconciliation, and these powerful breakthroughs in awareness. So now what we're going to, I had the spring new moon card come out. So the new moon in the springtime, this may be, and didn't we say March? Weren't we saying something about the month of March? I'm going to look here at my notes and see what we have going on. I know March is also, March 30th is when Neptune moves, your ruling sign moves into Aries. So that feels like a big breakthrough for you right there. There's also a moon right around that time. We have, let's see, the lunar eclipse in Virgo at 23 Virgo, so that's your opposing sign. So the sun will be, that's during your, when the sun is within your sign of Pisces. And of course, the sun will be opposite that at 23 degrees of Pisces on the 14th. That's going to be a big day. We also have, like we said, Neptune entering Aries. We got a whole bunch of planets in Pisces. So as Neptune moves into out of Pisces and into Aries, there's a huge stellium in your sign of Pisces. And there's a stellium, a smaller stellium in the sign of Aries as well. The sign after yours, which is what this energy here represents. So right around that time, I feel like there's going to be a powerful breakthrough for you. That springtime and that new moon, that said new moon, right? So the new moon, oh, baby, that we have a new moon partial solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. And that is going to be on the 29th of March. So that's going to be big, I think, as well. And we have Venus, who is going retrograde within your sign in Aries and then back into Pisces. So that's going to be a crazy, the springtime's going to be huge for you. This is where I really feel you breaking out of that shell, where these new beginnings are coming in, where this beautiful, fertile, abundant energy, where you're feeling that sense of renewal, you're feeling that sense of rejuvenation, you're feeling Saturn really getting ready to get the fuck out of your sign, which is going to be so helpful, because Saturn in your sign, it's like having a Saturn return, when Saturn's transiting your sign, and you've had that going on for a few years now. So you guys are ready for a break from that energy, I think, too. And it's just, this is going to be, and that's going to be happening in May, I think it is, when Saturn moves out of your sign. Let me take a look here of where, Saturn enters Aries May 24th. But then, of course, Saturn will go retrograde and move back into your sign. And that's going to happen on July 13th. Saturn stations retrograde at 1 Aries. And 1 degree of Aries. And then let's see when Saturn re-enters. And then we have that third of those opening squares between Jupiter and Saturn, going with Saturn at 1 degree of Aries and Uranus at 1 degree of, that's different, sorry. This is a different aspect we have with Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn's going to be making powerful aspects to Uranus as well as Jupiter this year. That's all going to be happening with Saturn in Aries, but not too far away from your sign. Well, what are we looking for here? We're looking for when Saturn, September 1st, Saturn retrograde but enters back into your sign of Pisces. And there is a total lunar eclipse in your sign on September 7th. Yep. So that's going to be intense, to say the least. I'm looking to see when Saturn stations direct here. Let's see. Saturn stations direct on November 27th at 25 degrees of Pisces. And then I believe that the post-shadow period for Saturn retrograde will go into the new year. So, you guys are still going to be feeling that Saturn energy, but you are closing it out. This is the final year, and this is a time for breakthroughs around those energies. So really pay attention to the breakthroughs that you're having around the new moon or around the springtime, around that March time, March into May. I'm really feeling that's going to be a powerful, powerful time for you. All right. And I actually want to keep using this deck here for some reason. So we're going to continue using the Intuit Oracle, and we're going to look at what you don't see coming. All right. Oh, Spirit's saying clear. Get out the Zodiac of the 108. All right. Let's do it then. What Pisces doesn't see coming in 2025, Spirit. Clear. For some who are married or in a long-term relationship, I'm seeing that there may be some marital issues going on that you don't see coming. And those are going to be for people where it's just for somebody, I think there's somebody who's dealing with another Pisces. Like you might be married to another Pisces or have someone with strong Pisces in their chart. And it's just like they're going through everything that you're going through, but not necessarily, even though you two are mirroring each other, they're maybe not, I feel like they're using you in a sense as more of the spiritual light to kind of help them peer through their own darkness. But it's like a codependent way of moving through their energy where they're not taking responsibility for their energy and they're kind of using your energy instead of getting in touch with their own spirituality, building their own connection. So that is, and anywhere where for some people, this isn't a husband or wife that we're talking about here. This is just somebody that you're connected to. So it's like you may not recognize, or you may get to a certain point where all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait a minute. This energy that felt so good once feels really heavy. And there's weird expectations involved with it now, or weird projections, or like this person is using me as a crutch and I feel like it's weighing me down. So there's going to be a need to release some people, or there's going to be a need to like really get clear with people about what you need and make sure that everybody is taking responsibility for their own energy and doing their own work. This is also like addictive energies, addiction and codependence energies coming out of left field, where all of a sudden you or somebody else you love may realize that you've fallen back into an addictive habit or pattern without recognizing it. Remember, we had the Devil card right here toward the beginning of the reading with major themes. Pay attention to where these energies are creeping back into your life, or where they've been present all along and you just couldn't recognize them for what they were, because this is the year to fully break free and break out of that energy. What else does Pisces not see coming? We have spilled milk. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that. Why is that coming out? What Pisces doesn't see coming? Optical illusion. Let's get one more. Eclipse. It's kind of like the energy of like hindsight is 2020 is sort of what I'm picking up on here, where it's like little accidents or little mistakes or little things from the past that perhaps you had viewed from a certain point of view, you're now getting a whole different perspective of. It's like things are becoming clear. It's once again that energy of sort of like that, where that perception bias was happening is part of what I'm feeling here. Kind of where certain situations were not what they seemed. It's kind of like that. I'm getting that the quote that they put on like the car mirrors, the side mirrors, it says objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear, or something like that. Something like that. Let me see. We're going to clarify with a couple of these. Let's get some clarification for this, what Pisces doesn't see coming here with this spilled milk, optical illusion. Oh, this is about cycles, turning points, change, karma, life cycles and changes too, though. So this is interesting. So I feel like, oh, this is interesting. Something that seemed like a negative circumstance, or like something that wasn't positive, even if it might not have been like a massive thing, it might have just been like a little annoyance or a little way that something seemed to have gone wrong. Or maybe even a series of things that feel like they're gone wrong, or they didn't happen or turn out the way that you thought or wanted, and there's like a disappointment. It's like ultimately what you're going to find out was that those were actually really positive developments. They're leading to something that is really good and is really kind of like a life-changing opportunity, or like a destined and fated event. So it's like, and this could be something I'm being called to use like just like a basic analogy of like, say like you missed the bus and then you got somebody, you're walking down the street and a car sprays mud on your shirt. And then you have to go into this store, this thrift store, and find yourself a new shirt to wear because you were on your way to a job interview or something. And then when you go and you buy the shirt, like the cashier like tells you something, or there's somebody in the store that you meet that you never would have met otherwise that is like really becomes a big person in your life, is kind of like what I'm feeling. My ears are starting to ring. Yeah. So it's like a situation, a series of seemingly unfortunate events is going to lead you towards a meeting or a connection or a situation that is going to change your entire life. Wow. That's wild. Yeah. We have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck here. We also have the Five of Swords come out. The Five of Swords to me, though, oftentimes represents victory. In this deck, it can represent conflict and competition. But I'm feeling it as victory. Let me feel into this for a little bit and see what this feels like in terms of this whole cycle. It just feels like this feels like a breakthrough. Just like a breakthrough where you step into that winner's mindset. You step into that winning mindset. You step out of this energy of defeat and conflict. You come out victorious in a situation. Even if you don't win the fight or the battle or the argument or the competition or whatever this is, you end up coming out on top because you get the clarity from that situation that you need in order to move forward. And this just feels like coming out of that energy of feeling like you're struggling, like you're always struggling uphill. Like that uphill battle kind of an energy, like a resolution, a completion to that energy here. So that's a really beautiful what you don't see coming right there. Yeah. And this is like, yeah, there might be a lot more releasing and letting go that you're going to need to do this year, Pisces. But it's going to be worth it. Whatever you're releasing and letting go of, just know that 10 times as much that is good is going to come in its place. A big part of this is, once again, releasing this energy of victimhood, releasing this energy of resentment and disappointment and frustration, allowing yourself, honoring that you feel that, but no longer being stuck in that energy, and walking away from all of the situations, and whether this is with outer people or within your own self, walking away from the parts of yourself that want you to stay stuck, loving those parts and transmuting them into a higher frequency, into a higher energy, being willing to walk away again and again from what isn't serving you. And that may happen. Some of you may be walking away from relationships, from connections, clear. And like I said, some of you may be walking back to ones that are more aligned for you. All right. You're going to know which it is for you. There's going to be times where you need to be in this energy, where you're walking away from people, projects, groups that aren't serving you. There's going to be times where you need to come together with that energy. There's going to be these periods where you are the lone wolf. You are on this hermit's journey, the Virgo energy. And there's that star card with the Aquarius, the water bearer pouring the water. All right. There's going to be times where you're walking away, you're soul searching, you're gaining your independence. You're using your own inner guiding light to heal, to renew yourself, your spirit. And there's going to be times where you're coming back together with people to celebrate that. But it's the right people at the right time. And you're going to know, as you continue to heal, as you continue to grow and grow stronger within yourself, you're going to be able to recognize the right people, and you're going to be able to recognize the right time. Clear. clear. All right, I love you so much. I hope that you enjoy this reading. I hope you have an amazing 2025. I just shuffled and we got death on the bottom of the deck with the 10 of cups and the devil in reverse. All right, so there you have it. Powerful transformation, rebirth. There's that Scorpio energy coming through again. Some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio this year or dealing with those Scorpio 8th house themes. That death, rebirth energy coming in heavy in this year of the snake, of course. There's a lot of fulfillment, a lot of promise here. As you continue to overcome this devil energy, do not let that devil energy ride you this year. Release those limiting beliefs. Release those attachments to that which is not good for you. And really step out of that comfort zone where it's necessary so that you can embrace the things that truly feed your soul. All right. Love you so much, Pisces.